For question 35, actually you need to deal with the complex number, and you can see that this time you have so many I to the higher powers. So that's why the first knowledge you should know is actually how can you convert the I to the higher power become some lower power. Actually, whenever I to the any power, actually only have 4 different results will come out. Actually, that 4 result is actually 1 and then I and then minus 1 and minus I. And then how we know actually the result is 1I, -1 or -I. It depends on what is the power you have. If your higher power is actually divided by 4, then the remainder for that situation is equal to 0. Then you will know the result to that I to the higher power should be equal to 1. And then if you divide it by 4, that means the higher power n divided by 4, the remainder is 1. Then the result to that higher power should be equal to I. And then if you have the remainder is 2, then the result to that higher power should be equal to -1. And finally, if you make the higher power n divided by 4, the remainder is 3. Then the result to that I to the higher power should be equal to -I. Then now we can take a look about the complex number. For our complex number, so first of all, you have 4 plus 5 to the power 10. 5 times I to the power 10. Because I to the power 10, actually 10 divided by 4, the remainder is 2. So that's why I can make I to the power 10, okay, replaced by -1. And then similarly, now I'm going to minus k and then I to the power 15. Power 15 divided by 4, actually the remainder should be equal to 3. And then that's why we will replace I to the power 15 become -I. And then 6 times I to the power 21. For 21 divided by 4, the remainder should be 1. So that's why I to the power 21 will be replaced by I only. And then finally, you have plus 2k and then I to the power 28. And then 28 actually is divisible by 4. So that's why there's no remainder. And then that's why the thing I can replace it to I to the power 28 can become 1. Okay, after I do in this way, then I can just furthermore by combine the like terms, that means separate the real part and imaginary part. We can see the real part actually will be finally become 2k minus 1. And how about the imaginary part? The imaginary part actually will become plus k plus 6, and then that's why is plus k and 6, okay, I. And based on the question say that the imaginary part and the real part, they are the same. So that's why I have the result is like k, 2k minus 1 equal to k plus 6. And that's why k will be equal to 7. But after that, the question actually is not asking us what is k. It's actually asking about what is the real part of the complex number is that. So that's why I need to do the thing is like make k go back to our real part, and then we will get the real part actually equal to 2 times k, which means 14, and then minus 1, and then that's why the result should be 13. And then that's why the final answer of question 35 will be B. And that's the end.